This is a presentation of RBT Entertainment.
This isn't about the dead, it's about the living. It's about my mother. It's about my sister. It's about my wife. It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to un-goddamn deniable.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women, seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
I'll always light the way, and all you have to do is let me in.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Hey, hi, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by RBT Entertainment on Podomatic.com, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else we find this fine audio recording it live on RBT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel. We talk about professional wrestling both in the mainstream and the independent scene. I'm tired. I should not be fucking up that intro too much. I should have fucked up that intro way more than I should have. My name's Matty J. That is TWK.
On this day, I see clearly, I'm gonna break Seth Rollins' neck for drinking straight out the jug. Seriously, what the fuck?
You're watching Smackdown right now, are you?
Nope, reading the Twitter.
Aha.
Saves me all the time of actually watching the show.
Yeah, Sean Ross Sapp is covering the Smackdown, the poor man. And I'm not going to say a bastard.
He gets paid for it, so I don't feel bad for him at all.
I wish I got paid for that shit.
Had to just
Unbox Live. That's our buddy Enigma Extreme. Good call. I believe it when AA said he'd kill a motherfucker. Very true. Joining us, I believe he's waiting for his introduction. Let me introduce the third man in the third chair, ladies and gentlemen, Shintigercurl. Hey.
You know, everybody knows Wrestle-Cast need me in this place.
Ladies and gentlemen, the part of Shintigercurl tonight will be played by Braun Breaker.
Not Braun Breaker. I don't look like no Braun Breaker. Ahmed Johnson is my name.
Oh, it's been a while since we've seen Ahmed. How have you been?
I've been in here all day, eating sausages, fighting robots, Purgatory, and the chicken, and up yo booty crack.
You know, that explains why we ran out of hot dogs.
All the time. Oscar Mayer is my name. OSM CKR is the game.
Hi, Sonny Bone. How you doing?
God damn it, Ahmed. Just God damn it, Ahmed. I don't even know why he's here. He just keeps rambling about stuff. Now he's yelling at the TV for some reason. He's yelling at Patrick Stewart for some reason. I don't know.
Well, you know what? It's a TNG fan. Hey.
Enigma is saying that the draft currently on SmackDown is dull and nothing compared to the old draft lotteries from back in the day.
Actually, turn that D into a B. I think you might have you might have misread that. This quote draft is bull. Yeah, for those who were wondering, they split up the New Day again. So fuck you, Junior. That's pretty much what we're thinking right now. All right, so speaking of that, we're going to talk about that right off the bat because we know the pay-per-view happened, and they were on automatic mode. So we will, of course, give them the respect. So the same 5 minutes we gave them last week's show. And then we will go with the rest of the news. And if any major breaking news thing from the draft happens, I know T-Dub is on Twitter. I am on the Twitter. And I am looking forward to ending the show and joining TJ Omega and the Shades and their merry band of group of people watching the AEW Rampage.
Matty, it's pronounced Rampagne.
Sure. I'll take that. Next thing you're telling me that garbage is garbage.
Of course not.
Or garbage is WWE, whichever the translation is.
No.
Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, for those wondering about the clip of the week, you know what the fuck a clip of the goddamn week is. But I must put in a disclaimer here. Ask anyone on that call, because of course I've joined the Shades and his buddies, including TJ Omega, and they're on Discord, and they got a buddy that has legal access to a TV channel, so he pops up, so we watch Dynamite. We're watching Dynamite, and Cody and Lee Johnson, they have a tag team match. Cody is being booed out of the damn building. Tony Schiavone pops up on the in the ring, and you'll hear what happens. I hear this, I'm thinking, and this is before things go viral. I'm like, whoa, Double A just had clip of the week, promo of the week with that one. Because in my mind at the time, I'm thinking, when's the last time Double A had a goddamn good promo? And I mean a legitimate legend promo. Like
I'd
one
say
of them,
maybe 2 years ago.
Couple, at least, right? So I put this together. And as soon as everyone's jumping on the Glock Anderson, Armed Anderson, Arn Anderson was up until a few hours ago still trending on Twitter. He has gone legitimately viral. I made the clip literally on Wednesday and was literally waiting for opinion on which version of the Four Horsemen theme song I should play. Thank you, by the way, for the production advice, as always, gentlemen. So, that being said, presented with no intention to cash in on the virality. This was literally, hey, he cut promo of the week. Though Dan Lambert would have easily gone very close second. We take it up to Tony Schiavone with the stick that made Arn Anderson a viral clip. Take a listen. Can't make that shit up.
All right. Big win for Lee Johnson and Cody together here on Dynamite.
Wow.
Hey! I know this audience waited a long time for this show. We don't need to wait. Why don't we get him out here right now? Why doesn't Malachi Black come out here right now?
Look at Arn's face.
Cody, stop talking. Stop talking. July the 7th, Malachi Black came into our life. He has systematically destroyed every one of us. He used me to get to you, but it's your fight. The first time he totally destroyed you, you start taking your boot off. What's that all about? We didn't talk about that. You come back for number 2, I got this. You finally get him hurt. What do? You roll out of the ring to see about me. To hell with me. It's not about me. You should have finished that fight. Here's some differences though, Cody, that's gonna prevent you from going 1 inch any further. Malachi Black is an assassin. He's a predator. He will do anything in the world to win a match and destroy the man that he's in there with. Ask Lee. Ask Brock. And just the fact is, I would step in and take the fight, but I'm just too damn old. But I'll tell you what, there's 2 big differences between you and I, Cody. You pull up to a red light, a man jerks your door open, says, out of the car, I'm taking your car. You say, okay, Take it. Just don't hurt me. You know what I do? I pull out the Glock, put it on his forehead, and spill his brains all over the concrete. I'm Arn Anderson, and all that implies. And I'll be damned if I'm going to coach a loser. Come on with me, Lee. At least you listen to me.
Wow.
That's a classic. The line with the gun was so out of goddamn nowhere. Now, obviously, not obviously, but Brian Alvarez surprisingly hated it because it's quote out of character, but I'm like, that's old man energy right there.
Yep.
That's what it is.
All right, so then I started blasting.
Pretty much. I know I got an 8-bit Always Sunny. I know that. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty much what it is. So T-Dub, you just posted in the Discord chat. Just looked on Twitter. They drafted Shin's boy to SmackDown. Who do you speak of?
Hit Row, which means Dollar King's on SmackDown.
Yeah, Dollar King, Hit Row to SmackDown, Io Shirai to SmackDown. So women's division's got to get a shot in the arm for a couple of minutes.
SmackDown sucks. I'm sorry. SmackDown sucks.
I mean,
It has been brought down by the sheer stupidity that is Dollar King.
But they still got Roman. You got Roman.
For those
Dollar King, he would challenge Roman and accidentally challenge R-Truth instead.
R-Truth isn't even on SmackDown yet.
Exactly. That's my point.
For those playing the home game, Dollar King top dollar of the play. By the way, Enigma, Dave, we don't allow links on the chat anymore. We actually, because too many bots tried to put links on there, so we had to limit it.
You guys got a bit of a bot infestation last week.
We did. I think the same guy tried to follow us like 7 times or something like that.
I
remember that.
I do not understand some of these people. God damn.
Robots. So that, yeah, you have to ask for permission for links. But he was trying to show a link to a Sopranos Arn Anderson t-shirt. Those are all over the place, by the way. So including pro wrestling tees. Got, Nick Jackson and family. Good call. Anyway, that being said, we got to take care of business, and by business I mean we got to talk about WWE. Put them over for the amount of respect it's earned. So again, the same 5 minutes we gave him last week. Actually, let me read the stats real quick, and we could actually get out of the way on this one. They were at a nationwide arena, Columbus, Ohio, for Extreme Rules. There were no horror show, so that's obviously more dull. Basically, what we think, there's not going to be a rating, because I did not care to watch the full show. I watched, T-Dub and I are in the same boat. We watched the last 2 matches, and that's it. And I don't know. I cannot speak for Shin, because I don't know what he's watched or not.
I've only reviewed it. I've only watched it secondhand from listening to JD. That's it.
Fair enough. And JD is mad. JD is angry. JD from New York is angry. JD when watching the Fed now. So I could imagine you were glad to just watch JD from New York, and that's about it.
Yeah.
On the subject. So basically, it's the old Norm Macdonald Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
What do you think? So, what did Turd Ferguson think of Extreme Rules?
Give me Orange Cassidy for 3,000.
Thank you, sir. And by the way, that's not on the board. The amount, not that. Orange Cassidy's on the board. He's loafing, but there's no amount there.
Give me Nyla Rose for $3 billion.
Hey, fake flies, save lives. That's all I'm going to say there. Anyway, so here's the results real quick. I'm not even going to read the times. I don't give a fuck. Liv Morgan defeated Carmella. The New Day defeated Bobo Lashley, Styles, and Omos in a 6-man tag. Usos retained over Street Profits. I've heard they had a decent match. Just didn't care for it. Flair defeated Alexa Bliss for the Women's Championship. She retained and ripped the doll's head off. Alexa Bliss has yet to appear, so it looks like they've written her off for a while. Probably to wash away the rest of the Fiend stuff since, they fired the fucker. Poor Bray. Poor Bray. Or Wyndham, when I think about it. Damien Priest defeated Jeff Hardy and Sheamus for the U.S. title, so he's retained. Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. It went to a no contest due to outside interference, thanks to Sasha Banks, who made a return.
This match was getting really good, and then, of course, you had to have a no contest ending on a
because
pay-per-view.
pay-per-view, fuck you, we got our money anyway.
Blah. That is all.
That's me stirring my drink. By the way, black cherry soda stream cola is a beverage of choice this evening. Because no one's had the balls to make wild cherry Pepsi again. God damn it!
Oh, I got wild cherry Pepsi all over the place here in Virginia.
In Canada.
God damn it, Canada! Come on, get your stuff together.
You know what's weird? I was a few months ago, back in my birthday week, I got a case of Barks root beer. So I got lucky, but
very nice.
Can't find it on this side of the river because A&W for some reason. Anyway, and Roman Reigns retained the Universal Heavyweight Championship against the Demon Finn Balor by pinfall.
Once again, this match was going really great, and then
shenanigans.
Finn Balor fall off the top rope.
Overbooked to fuck and back.
With pulsating music and things, and he's on the top rope, and there's actual footage, fan cam footage of a cameraman cutting the goddamn rope.
Yup. They thought we wouldn't notice, but there's cameras everywhere, Vince. There's cameras everywhere.
How did they think we wouldn't be able to see that in this day and age?
This ain't the 80s or even the 90s anymore. Everyone's got a camera. There's a camera literally every 10 inches. You can't avoid it. What were they thinking? Seriously, this is just one of the dumbest pay-per-view finishes I've seen in a long time. Just, oh boy.
You know how you make the Demon look unbeatable or strong as fuck? Spear him 10 goddamn times. Roman could do that. He only speared him twice. Spear him so many times there is no fucking doubt. But at the same time, it sells the desperation of it took 10 fucking spears and 5 dozen Superman punches. Not playing with the lighting and having one of your camera dudes planted over there to cut the fucking rope.
Or better yet, since this was the only Extreme Rules match on the whole fucking card.
Thank you.
Just have the Usos come in and they just jolly stomp on him for...
It's a no DQ match. And people are saying, well, they didn't get banned. I didn't read that shit. I was following that shit on Twitter during Joker Riffs. Because I'm a glutton for goddamn punishment.
There's about 100 different ways they probably could have ended this that would have been a lot more satisfying than having the Demon fall off the top rope and hurt himself.
You know, Enigma, our buddy Enigma in the chat, he had the perfect bun for this.
-5 stars!
Pretty goddamn... Well, obviously didn't get that from the boys, but may as well.
And like he said in the chat, people have been comparing this to what happened at Revolution. And here's the difference. At Revolution, it was a botch.
Yeah.
For this one, this was booked on purpose.
This was booked. This was intentional. The footage is there. The lighting rig is everything. They made... In one match, they made the Demon look like a comedy gimmick. where all you had to do was enough spears to make it look like, oh, he had to just to put him down for 3 fucking seconds.
Yeah. They did not need to add that supernatural gimmick towards the end with the lights and the theme music. That has never been a part of his gimmick.
Never, ever.
Ever. Never. Not in New Japan, not in the Indies, not in NXT.
In New Japan, it was literally him fucking around in cosplay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If they were going to go that far with him hulking up, why would you then have him lose in such a goofy way? Like, if you're going to go that far, that tells me, oh, he should actually win because now he looks invincible.
And you know the sad part about all this is? The extremely sad part about this is he was just a stepping stone. He was just a stepping stone for Roman versus Brock at Saudi.
And JC, they did have him almost win. It doesn't fucking matter. The cartoon gimmick doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
They made the demon look silly. Over silly. They overbooked it.
Yeah, like the moment he fell down, that just ruined the whole facade.
Yep.
They made it look like God had Roman Reigns' back.
That's all. That would be like if that'd be like Prime Zombie Taker losing to Hulk Hogan via a pie in the face.
They made it look like Roman Reigns was divined by God, as if God's favorite champion. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Straight up, fuck you. And again, I go to those who say, why aren't you watching the Fed? This bullshit is why.
Yeah.
This bullshit is why the Shades ain't watching this shit.
That's why none of us are really.
No, none of us are.
You expect me to keep up? Like, there are people who eat this shit. You know what? Dennis Miller said it best. It's McDonald's. We know it's shit. That's why we like it. Well, not any fucking more. Like, it's maddeningly frustrating the amount of talent not only on screen but in the behind the scenes. And one guy says, "Throw some fucking lights up there. That's some good shit." God didn't help. God was Vince McMahon. God booked this shit to make him look like God helped.
God wasn't here. God was in AEW looking after his boy Miro and his hot, flexible wife.
Until Wednesday night, of course.
Yeah, that's true.
He went, that's enough. Which, by the way, I've heard of a little bit of a hot lore, behind the scenes lore, but we'll get to him and that eventually. And
I mentioned this on Twitter and on Facebook, and I'm going to here again. People keep saying that AEW is just WCW, but if you've watched if you grew up in the 2000s or watched any of Brian Zane's reviews of WCW by that time, WWE is doing the same shit they were doing in 2000.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, I only started watching wrestling in 2001 while WCW was dead, but
same
thanks
here.
to WWE's old on-demand network and now the network that they have now, I've been able to watch a lot of WCW shows, and I can concur this because there's so much nonsense from WCW back in the day that's now resurfacing on Raw and SmackDown.
The crazy part is you could see the parallels with the death of WCW and fair. That's fair. But my thing is I started watching full time in late 2000, 2001. So December, January, that area. But I was aware of WCW through the French commentary crew on LDS, which is the French TSN.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the Triple Cage match. Not knowing the context of anything, not even knowing David Arquette that just fucked up WCW's world title by accident. It was not of his will. It was Vince Russo. And I'm like, well, that was fun. And then they cut the Battle Dome. Both shows are fucked. So you get the idea. And if you're those wondering, what's a Battle Dome? Exactly. Pretty much.
Hey, Battle Dome gave us JT money. AKA
Fair.
Terry Crews.
Fair. There are positives, but I'm just generalizing for the sake of argument here.
when I'm comparing WCW, I mean, when I'm comparing WWE's booking to WCW booking, I don't mean during the glory days of the 83 weeks. I'm talking about the year 2000 specifically. Because
minus the hot shotting of the world titles, which they've been thankfully sparring when it comes to that.
Yeah, but, minus that, but everything else,
but it's still schizophrenic. And that's what it is. It's like with soap opera, there was a name for it. Someone had brought it up in a video about why soap operas were on TV. It was continuous continuity or something like that. It'll come to me afterward and it's going to beat me up for the rest of the weekend. But soap operas are scripted in such a way to keep you watching, to keep you around till for the next commercial, and then to keep you tuned in till tomorrow. And some of those shows pulled that shit daily for years, decades. WWE is in the same boat, except obviously the characters have to change because the wrestlers can't wrestle forever. Otherwise, we'd be bitching about Cunt Hogan forever and ever. And for those saying, well, he said cunt, OSW said it first. And tell me I'm wrong. And tell OSW they're wrong. The point we're trying to say here with Extreme Rules is simply this. You want to know why we don't watch this? We are frustrated to the point of leaving. We know, you know what's frustrating about WWE right now? Again, the amount of talent behind the scenes and on the screen. And one guy thinks fart noises will go over.
Yeah. It's like
all they need is to take control and say, okay, stop ripping up the script every fucking week and let us do our job so we could get a bump a rating again.
Yeah.
And yes, Devin the Great AEW is smart because Tony Khan is involved. It's not just Tony Khan. If obviously the creative control ends at Tony Khan, but he listens to his crew.
Yeah.
He says, all right, he's got final say, but if someone says, hey, I got an idea and I think it'll work, he's always open to try it out. Vince, it has to come from him. That's it.
For me, I'm going to use this analogy. WWE is like this fine restaurant and the personal chef that they have is Masaharu Morimoto, one of the best chefs in the world. They have all these great ingredients, but all they feed you is hot dogs. And I'm not talking about gourmet hot dogs with great meat and vintage sausage casings using relish made by hand and
Nathan's hot dogs.
Something like that. Yeah, I'm just talking about basic Armour hot dogs.
Oh, Oscar Mayer
hot dogs.
By the way, I do apologize for bringing Nathan's into. I've tried Nathan hot dogs. There's a Nathan's booth at MCO at the airport in Orlando. Delicious fucking hot dogs. So I'm like, don't.
Yeah.
My comment is retracted, but your Oscar Mayers, if you're Canadian folks out there, your Schneiders, your Maple Leaf.
Yeah, just
hot dogs.
Basic stuff. And they even though they have all these ingredients, because their customers just eat hot dogs, they don't have to put any extra effort into their product. Even though they have the tools and the condiments and the ingredients to be producing world-class stuff, they're just settled on making hot dogs. That's WWE.
No, that would be like all the ingredients in there, and the chef says "fuck you" hot dogs. Period.
Exactly.
And changes the menu to hot dogs. Period. When they advertise it on TV or on TV, it's advertised all over the place, and then you just get the hot dogs. That's how frustrating that was.
And because there are a bunch of people, they're the primary of their customer base enjoys hot dogs and doesn't want anything but hot dogs. They're going to keep serving just hot dogs.
Like, at this point, there are far more educated people who are paid more money than we are. I know we're paid money, but still, there are people out there who have made this argument for years, and we have given this shit way more time than it needed. Fuck the Fed. And until until Vince McMahon is pulled out so he doesn't have to write another goddamn thing ever again. No control, period. This shit's going to keep happening. Yeah, the wrestling's going to be good every once in a while because every once in a while you got to bring some of Smart Marks back. But eventually, no. Like, can we move on?
Let's move on.
Like, I'm in burnout mode because of this fucker, and I don't even watch their shit anymore. When I could barely care about AEW, you have fucked up wrestling. Again, guilt by association. T-Dub, I know there's probably going to be some bad news in there, but there's got to be some shit that's better than the Fed right now.
All right, starting off.
Please.
Good news. AEW outdrew WWE in attendance for the month of September.
Considering they sold out at Arthur Ashe Stadium, that does not seem to surprise me.
Yeah, when it comes to just regular averages, they beat WWE by about 1,000 people.
Wow, okay. Well, that's good.
I can't remember the last time this has happened from any company here in North America. It's been
a
long time.
It's been a while.
Yeah, so congratulations to AEW for making more history here. And I'm hoping this is the thing that lights a fire under Vince's ass to get them to actually start trying.
It won't. Look at NXT 2.0. It fucking won't. Prove me wrong.
Well,
fucking prove me wrong.
Gotta get some hope out there. Gotta get some hope out in the universe. Anyways, this episode of Dynamite opened up with Adam Cole.
Oh, that's it? That's it? That's all the news?
No, I have more news, but I'm just keeping all the AEW stuff together.
Fair.
So AEW start off with Adam Cole, baby! Taking on Jungle Boy in an excellent opener. Jesus Christ, this was great.
Jungle Boy and Adam Cole had a stormer, had a banger.
And for this reason, I will agree with MJF on this show.
Oh, hell yeah. Like, Jungle Boy is definitely going to be, I would say, world champion in 2023. Easily.
Yeah.
MJF, his promo this week, complimentary, but obviously still MJF, but that's still the pillars, which someone's been watching some All Japan.
That's going to be a thing going forward.
That's a clever reference. If that is intended, that is a clever reference.
MJF is a student of the game.
I would not be surprised if that's what it was.
Yep. We all knew these guys were great. MJF put the spotlight on them. Now everyone's going to be looking towards these four guys to be the pillars of the company and to be the next generation.
Not just the pillars, because there's more than just these four guys. But
as far as the young up and comers go, those are the guys that the younger guys are going to be looking.
By the way, okay, Gut says MJF left the pillar off. It's like Orange Cassidy. I don't know. This is a tough one. I believe because Orange Cassidy's more of a veteran than a young guy.
Oh yeah, he's been around for a while.
He's been around for a while. He's been around since Chikara, but he's not necessarily young. He's go ahead.
All the four. Oh, go ahead.
I was like, he started wrestling back in like 2008, I think, is when he made his debut.
8 or 9, I think. 8 or 9. We would have to double check. But no, but the MJF pillar, like, it's the young pillars, as in like the young ones. I mean, Darby Allin, still young.
All the pillars are still in their 20s.
Yeah. MJF is the best promo of the bunch, and he's 25.
Yeah.
Jack Perry is what? He's barely hitting his 20s now?
I think he's 24, 25.
20, yeah. Darby's still young. Sami Guevara, the new TNT champion, he's still young.
Yeah.
So he did not leave a young pillar off.
Got a lot of One Piece vibes from that promo.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
And Car Junkie, well, he is Fire Ant after all. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Anyways, one thing I loved about this match is that Adam Cole was hitting Jungle Boy with all his finishing moves, couldn't take him down, had to distract the ref, hit a low blow in order to win, which really put over just how tough Jungle Boy is.
Took a trip to Dick Kick City right there.
Yeah, a mule kick, right? Like right in the ding ding.
That he did, and afterwards they're doing more teases for a rematch between Danielson and Omega.
This is the beginning of the build to that next match. Now, I don't know if it'll happen at the pay-per-view. There's a casino ladder match happening. People are calling Cowboy shit already. I do not blame them.
I would love to see Cowboy shit, because Tony Khan did say there's a Joker entrant, I believe.
There is. And a lot of hearsay and rumors have said that he would be out for about a month. It's been about a month. A little bit over, actually.
Yep.
And I guarantee you, well, if he does make his return next week, roof flies off.
Roof will fly off. Absolutely. I don't think if that happens, that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
And if he does get the number one contendership, he's winning the belt. Full stop.
This might be the way to get the belt off him so we can have Omega versus Danielson, because eventually one of them's going to want a match/rematch.
And I think that after they do this, that maybe for like one of the upcoming Dynamite specials, they could do a no time limit match.
Start the show with it. Have a couple matches as quote backups in case the match ends before the time slot.
They could go TNA with it.
TNA.
They very well could.
Yeah, there was one episode of Impact where I think it was Christian versus Jeff Hardy, I want to say.
Oh, this is the Fox Sports News 1 hour show days.
I think it was the Spike TV days.
Yeah, early Spike TV days, because they were still at 1 hour on Spike for a while.
Yeah, and they had the match was only supposed to be short, but the match took up the entire hour of Impact.
Yeah. Or if you want to be a little more closer to modern wrestling, Lucha Underground all night long.
Speaking of Lucha, the Lucha Bros are going to apparently defend their AAA tag team titles against Andrade's mystery team.
Who do you think it is?
I couldn't tell you. Like maybe someone from Los Ingobernables. Like I honestly don't know. It would be nice to bring in maybe one of the junior tag teams from LIJ.
Ooh, maybe.
Oh no, you're wrong. I got the news right here. I figured out who is the team that will be challenging the Lucha Brothers for the AAA titles.
All right, who you got?
They will be Mexican wrestling legends, Los Conquistadores.
Oh God!
Actually, I have the news right here, and you guessed it, Frank Stallone, and of course, Frank Stallone.
Damn it! That was gonna be my bit. Great minds.
Or so the Germans would have us believe.
Aha.
Miss you, Norm.
Miss you, and I can't believe I don't have the Norm dealer anymore. God damn it.
Anyways, as we mentioned earlier, Cody and Big Shotty Lee defeated Dante Martin and Matt Sydal, and the story of this match was Cody was not listening to any of Arn's advice, and because of that, Martin and Sydal were kicking his ass the whole time, pretty much.
And Shotty Lee, the finish shot, Cody gets to the corner, Shotty does the blind tag, gets in.
He doesn't get Cody doesn't get to the corner. Shotty grabs him by the tights and drags him to the corner. Like, nope, I'm getting in this bitch. Boom. And then he goes in there, cleans house, gets the win.
Yep. Can I just say, D-Mart is definitely giving Ray Phoenix some competition in terms of who's the best high flyer in AEW.
Oh Jesus! Do not let him and Ray Phoenix wrestle 1-on-1. I don't think the internet's ready for it.
No, even better, triple threat with Nick Jackson.
No, fatal 4-way. D-Mar versus Ray Phoenix versus Nick Jackson versus Sammy Guevara.
5-way. All those 4 gentlemen. Add Will Ospreay.
He doesn't really do as many flips anymore now. He's a heavyweight.
No, he doesn't. But he still includes some fly flying, but he's more of a heavyweight now. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't do as many flips, which is good because he needs to stop landing on his head.
Yeah, that would certainly help.
Better yet, all 4 of those guys, ladder match for the TNT title.
Bruh.
If Ray Phoenix wasn't already tag team champion, I could see that being a good match.
JC said it himself. Make it a ladder match. Great minds think alike on that one. Although Zack Sabre Jr. versus Dane, eventually it's gonna happen. Forbidden Door.
Next year G1. Next year for the G1.
No, next year in New Japan. Period. No, G1 would be awesome. To be fair, at least to guarantee it.
If they're gonna have my boy ZSJ in this, they need to bring back Taka for him.
By the way, it's ZSJ. British.
I know what I said.
British.
I know what I said.
You said it, Z. You want to get stretched by Zack Sabre Jr.? Because that's how you get stretched by Zack Sabre. You're already in deep shit with Jonathan Gresham.
Like I'm gonna be scared of an octopus.
I laugh because eventually it's gonna happen, and T-Dub and I are gonna have the popcorn ready.
Yeah, we're going to be over there like Big E watching the match. Just watching shit get stretched.
I'm more of a Stephen Colbert 3D glasses kind of guy. Like, no.
No, I have the perfect plan for him. I'll trick him into having sex with Jordan Grace, and then he'll be so depressed and he'll lose his will for living that I can just roll him up for the win.
Why would he be so depressed? I mean, clearly
That's because he's an octopus. When male octopuses have sex, they go into a state of depression where they don't want to live anymore. This is
Jesus Christ.
True.
Wow.
Look it up.
The more you know, ladies and gentlemen. You can't say we don't educate you.
Jesus Christ.
All right, moving on.
Please.
Mox, Kingston, and Allen squashed Bear Country and Anthony Green. By the way, hey, Anthony Green, good to see you fresh from NXT.
Yay.
At least getting some good airtime.
This is my first time seeing Anthony Green, and I like him. He's
previously, before he went to WWE, he was known as the Retrosexual. That was his gimmick, and he was also obsessed with retro stuff.
I've heard of him.
Heard of him, never seen him wrestle. At least until this week.
He's good.
I like him. He's very enthusiastic. He's a very enthusiastic jobber.
I think that Pretty Peter Avalon might need to watch his spot.
Yeah. You know what? I get a lot of Barry Horowitz vibes from this guy.
Suppose that could be seen, but
we were wondering what kind of vibes he was. Barry Horowitz, absolutely.
Yeah. And everybody loves Barry Horowitz.
Yep, just pat yourself on the back.
Yeah. Have that confidence. If you're going to job, be confident in it.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm the Barry Horowitz of wrestling podcasting, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
There you go. Why so? How many of you are listening right now?
All right, looks like the draft is complete, so I guess now will be a better time than ever to just read off the WWE draft from SmackDown this week.
This is the first half, by the way. The second half will happen at the Monday Night Raw show that we're not going to fucking watch.
Yep, so round 1, Roman Reigns to SmackDown, Big E to Raw, Charlotte to SmackDown, Bianca Belair to Raw.
All right.
Round 2, Drew McIntyre to SmackDown, RK Bro to Raw, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods to SmackDown, the splitting up New Day as we were bitching about earlier. Edge to Raw. Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss to SmackDown. Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash to Raw. Hit Row to SmackDown as we discussed earlier. And Keith Bearcat Lee to Raw.
I hate that fucking name.
I feel like Bearcat should be at the beginning, not the middle.
I still hate it. I know it's a reference to an old school legend. I still fucking hate it.
Yeah, Bearcat Wright, the first Black World Champion in pro wrestling.
The first officially recognized Black World Champion in pro wrestling, period.
Indeed.
And it's not a bad reference. And apparently it was brought up by Keith Lee himself.
One of them.
But
it doesn't. It's you go from Limitless Keith Lee to Bearcat Keith Lee.
I'll admit, Limitless does sound cooler.
But it's Vince McMahon. He's got to fuck shit up as per usual.
All right, so round 4.
By the way, reading codes.
Round.
ZSJ is my retro wrestling, maybe Retromania wrestling main. Good call.
Very nice. All right, round 4, final round. Naomi to SmackDown. Rey and Dominic to Raw. Jeff Hardy to SmackDown, and Austin Theory to Raw. So we had a couple of NXT call-ups so far, and I guess we might see more on Monday.
And I believe you said Io Shirai to SmackDown as well. So
no, I didn't see that. It's not on here.
You sure? Pretty sure some people were posting about that. That might have been a Photoshop.
Maybe, because I did not see that on this list.
And SmackDown already sucks more for it.
Mainly because of Dollar King, I assume.
Yep.
Just call it Top Dollar King.
No, Top Dollar King would infer he's on top of anything. He's not. He's Dollar King.
Bottom Dollar King?
No, that's too sexual, and I don't see anyone wanting to be sexual with Dollar King. Knowing him, he would try to stick it in, and he would stick into a wall socket and not notice the difference until he was finished.
Well, that's
not gonna do that again now, are you?
Very nice reference. Love that. Anyways, moving on to more AEW stuff.
You said Titus, right? You said Titus, right?
Mr. Christopher Titus.
Thank you. Moving on.
In the most wholesome match of the night, in a tribute to Mr. Brody Lee, we had OC and the Dark Order defeat the Hardy Family Office, who are also, for the sake of this match, having a jobber team with them, which pretty much meant this guy's taking the fall as he did. But of course, the moment of the match came when Evil Uno got fed up with all of the...
There was an accidental bumping of the people.
Yep. And so Evil Uno tried to leave. Stu Grayson, Cole Cabana tried to stop him to no avail, but who did stop him? Anna Jay, Ty Conti, -1, and Amanda Huber. And she just looked like she was ready to murder him.
Yeah, that was the evil eye, ladies and gentlemen.
She was like, you get the fuck back in that ring and you win for my husband.
Also, -1 with the papers.
Yes.
Gotta throw in the papers. Gotta throw in the papers.
Huge pop for that. So they got in the ring. They hit this poor jobber with about 10 different finishing moves, and then they win. Crowd is elated.
You know, when he hit those papers, I could hear Brody screaming from heaven, "Sell for my son! You sell for my son, Uno!"
Wouldn't doubt it. Would not doubt it for a moment. Then we got, after that wholesomeness, we got the Man of the Year promo where Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page actually got some mic time, which is always good by me.
That was close to being clip of the week, by the way. The solid promos from all three.
Is it because Ethan Page has the tightest tits in the business?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. That popped the crew. That popped the crew. The tightest tits.
As heel Jesse always said when it concerns Dan Lambert is money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very close to calling him AEW's version of Bobby Heenan. He's just that hateable as a manager.
Yeah, he's definitely getting heat from the crowd.
He just knows what to say and how to say it.
Indeed, indeed. And we got a promo package for a match next week. Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb for Hikaru Shida's 50th win in AEW.
Which, by the way, as soon as I saw that, I was sold on Dynamite next week. Sold, sir.
Gonna be a good one.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then in our second Dark Order match, we saw Ty J defeat Ford and Bunny.
Good for them. I love Ty J.
Oh, yes. Very good stuff from them, and it was overall a very fun match. And then, of course, we got to the promo where we discussed earlier tonight, where MJF talked about the 4 pillars.
Indeed, he did.
But there's one name where he kind of disrespected, and that was Darby Allin, where he went, Darby, and whatever, and then he just moved on.
And then he was like, Jungle Boy beat him. Sammy Guevara, he misspelled it comedically, of course, beat him, and he put him over. And then there's Darby Allin, and then there's me.
But of course, Darby didn't take that sitting down. He came out to the ring. They had some very nice exchange of the words. But
indeed,
he could not mentally break Darby Allin. So MJF is going to have to go back to the drawing board to find a way to do so.
I got some very big Birdman vibes from Darby Allin. As soon as MJF was done, he was like, "Are you finished or are you done?"
By the way, if, I shared a little picture. I'm going to share it on with the class here. A meme on Facebook.
Oh, wow. They're just going wild with this, man. Also, shout out to the person who in the PC version of Fire Pro made a move in Fire Pro where Arn Anderson grapples someone. Then the move goes into action where he leaps in the air, pulls out 2 guns, and started just emptying casings into the motherfucker.
Murdering the man at this point. Murdering him. Murderizing him.
Murdered.
People are just going hog wild with the move creator tool in Fire Pro, and I love it.
By the way, so yeah, Sega Genesis, and the picture is in the Discord. I don't know if you saw it there, gentlemen.
Oh, I do. That's
Good.
amazing.
Lethal Enforcers.
Okay, how long until someone... You know that classic GoldenEye box art with James Bond in the gun?
Oh, God, yes. Yes, I could take it. Oh, God. Why has that not been done yet?
Even better, the cover of Duke Nukem 3D.
Yes. No, actually, no. I thought of this before, but not GoldenEye. A View to a Kill. Arn Anderson, Christopher Walken. Come on.
Not familiar with that one.
View to a Kill? Really? It was Roger Moore's last movie as Bond.
I've seen one James Bond film in my entire lifetime, and that is Goldfinger.
You know what, Shin? I should shit on him for not watching more Bond, but if he's going to leave it at just Goldfinger, fair. Absolutely.
Although I hear
fair.
that's one of the cheesier films compared to the rest.
At least watch some of the Craig Bond movies.
Yeah, the Craig Bond movies. I would say if you want to know what a Bond movie is, the Connery era is definitely good.
Yeah.
Roger Moore is more cheesy.
George Lazenby is George Lazenby.
He only had one. He did okay. It's just his agent himself and his agent his agent fucked him over and his ego fucked him over too. A little bit. Moore's cheesy, but he got a couple of good ones. Man of the Golden Gun is a guilty pleasure of mine. Along with
Rassilon did well in his short tenure as Bond.
Timothy Dalton for those keeping score.
I do generally hear that Connery and Moore are the typical go-to Bonds.
If you want classic Bond, you have to go with Connery. If you like more cheese in your action, Roger Moore provides it.
If you want more gritty like Jason Bourne stuff, Craig Bond.
Craig Bond, though, if you want a good mix of both, my favorite's still Pierce Brosnan.
That's true, yeah.
Like the GoldenEye is more gritty. Tomorrow Never Dies is a guilty pleasure because it's more cheese but with action written there. And Die Another Day can die another day can eat a dick.
Die Another Day can die in a fire. Pretty much.
Though I will say this, Halle Berry and tried to class up the joint, to be fair.
She tried.
And Bronson was being Bronson. But anyway, rails, gentlemen, rails.
We're off the rails.
Arn Anderson as James Bond in Photoshop form, please. Absolutely. Did we get cut off here?
I'm still here.
All right.
Yes, we're still here.
All right. Well, continue.
All right. We shall continue with the list of stuffs and things.
Go ahead.
All right. Following the MJF and Darby promo, we got the main event, Sammy Guevara versus Miro for the TNT Championship. And it was quite a decent match with Sammy picking up the victory with the Go to Hell and 630 splash combo for the win.
Now, I'm going to say this right now. How many defenses did Miro have in total?
I think like 5 or 6, maybe.
Try 8.
Nice.
And there's a little bit of hot lore on this. So on the side plates of Miro's championship, the version of the TNT title, the white strap, there's a sigil of where he was born. Basically, there's someone on Twitter that said it better than I could, but it was on the 7 hills. So God's champion On the seventh day, they built the land in 7 and died on the 8th. There's someone who explains it way better than I could, but it is there, and I thought that was kind of genius. Or a hell of a coincidence.
Geniusin'.
Pretty much. A nice little background. I'll try to find it if I can, but
Nevertheless, I just couldn't see Sami losing this match personally. As much as I would love to have seen Miro go on, but one of the pros of having a mid-card title is that it is generally the belt where you want it to change hands more than the world title. That's generally one of the draws of it. So that way you can keep a long-running world champion, and yet you can still do title changes with the mid-card title every now and again.
Yeah.
And we already have a challenger for next week, I believe. It's going to
Bobby
be
Fish out of MLW, yeah.
Indeed. So it should be a good, hard-hitting match. And, of course, we already discussed earlier, next week, Casino Ladder match announced out of the blue. Should be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, got some other news here, just some miscellaneous stuff for Impact. Sami Callihan is going to be out until the spring, it looks like, with an ankle injury.
They showed him being stretchered out of the Skyway Studios. They didn't show the actual injury, but Callahan showed the ankle. And, that is a fucked up ankle, ladies and gentlemen.
From what I hear, it was during a dive.
Yeah. That's what I've heard as well.
Oof, that sucks. And, of course, Impact has a new title on the way, the Digital Media Championship.
Which is the internet title, in a sense. But here's the kicker. It is, ladies and gentlemen, intergender.
Ah, very nice.
So, everybody going to go for it.
Which is really not surprising considering the fact that for the past few months, Impact has been doing quite a few intergender matches. So I suppose it was only a matter of time. And the one thing I'll say is that it kind of looks like the AEW World title a bit too much.
And we already know who the first champion is going to be. Matt Cardona's father.
God damn it.
And then he'll immediately give the belt to John Morrison.
Here's a picture of the belt if anyone wants to see it. I'll link Twitter right there in the Discord, and I'll put one into the Twitch chat for our listeners.
Yeah, and we'll see if we could put that particular situation on the screen.
I can kind of see that it does favor the AEW title far more than it should.
Yeah, we'll pop it on the screen for you folks on the video version.
Just the way that it's sort of shaped there, and just
there it is.
A little too much, just a bit too much.
I'm getting a few vibes out of this AEW title for the side plates for sure. Obviously the digital thing, the circuit board thing does come to mind. There's a few titles that come to mind, a few indie titles, beautiful indie titles come to mind. It's not the worst looking belt.
Oh no, not at all.
In fairness, we have seen worse. Hello, Divas Championship. How are you?
Megatron belt.
Megatron belt.
Hey, at least that was a custom belt. That was not the Canon World title.
It's a custom piece of crap, is what it was.
When it comes to custom belts, you can do whatever you want with those. But once it becomes the Canon World title, have at it. And
oh no, I found that. Oh wait, yeah. Oh wow. No, this. Oh no. There was someone saying that their tweet about the title being looking like crap aged well, which it did not. I know. I saw it. I'm looking. Keep going, T-Dub. Don't mind me.
Well, that's all the news I have for this week.
Really? That's it?
Well, it gosh through an hour.
I got quite a bit of news.
Sure.
All right, Shin, hit us with it.
All right, first bit of news just broke today that Juice Robinson popped the question to his girlfriend Toni Storm.
Congratulations to both, by the way.
Nice for you. Yeah. Also been hearing a lot of scuttlebutt from Cultaholic and What Culture and from various other ring sites that Shane McMahon is either in the process of or has already left the WWE.
Yeah, he's been in and out for a while, but he's always been more of a talent in his latest run from 2016. So it doesn't necessarily surprise me too much, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, Dark Side happened with Onita. That was a great episode.
Oh, I need to watch that. I know I watched last week's, and I've been.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
And what kind of broke my heart was I've seen Hayabusa's injury clip over and over again, but I didn't see what happened afterwards. And watching him trying to, you could see his head still moving. He was trying to move, but he couldn't. That broke my heart right there. I almost teared up looking at that.
Yeah, and they had his daughter up there, as well as ring announcer and later booker Arai's daughter on there. They had obviously Onita on there. They had Terry Funk, Mick Foley, Sabu. It's always weird hearing him talk. I can never get used to that.
It's strange, isn't it?
Yep. Just as a reminder of just how effing tough and crazy Sabu is.
Yeah,
and also Mike Awesome is awesome for helping Sabu.
Yeah, Mike Awesome is officially one of the most badass people in the world of wrestling, and I will not hear otherwise.
Which makes his untimely death even sadder when you think about it.
Yeah, it does.
Let's see. Also in other news, I'm trying to remember. Also, probably the only positive thing I can say came out of Raw. Shayna Basler absolutely beating the shit out of Eva Marie.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about that happening, and the response to that seems to be a big old thumbs up from the people who watched it.
As much as it's a start. It's a start. It would be better if just make Eva Marie go away. Just make her go away. She's the single reason why that women's division sucks. Just have her leave. Just go away.
Like,
go. When
they first brought her back as a manager, I'm like, oh, I suppose that's something that she could do. But as a wrestler, no.
She is literally the worst female wrestler I have ever seen.
And we've seen Kelly. We've seen Kelly. I was gonna say.
Hold on. Worse than Lacey Von Erich?
Worse than Lacey. At least Lacey Von Erich could run the ropes. What positive is there for Eva Marie? She has none. There is no upside to her being an active competitor or even being called an active competitor. She is just a black hole of talent. She is a void of talent. She sucks. She really sucks.
Eva sucks. She really, really sucks.
Just hot garbage.
Anything else for us, Mr. Tigercurl?
And one more little bit of information. I actually sat down and listened to Talk is Jericho and his interview with none other than Chugs himself, Adam Cole.
Baby.
Nice.
And
so that's a good listen.
He talked about the party. He talked about his relationship with Britt Baker and how they dealt with being on two separate companies. He also talked about when and where he made his decision to actually jump ship and join AEW, which was primarily the reason for it being, his relationship with the Bucks. Because, like he said, he still loves those guys and he adores them. He also talked about his relationship with the Undisputed Era, and he says that he is still very, very close with all the members of the Undisputed Era.
Which makes sense.
But that does make sense considering how wholesome he seems to be.
Yeah, and he talked about, and he also made a very good point that his time in AEW is the first time in over 9 years where he's in a company that he isn't sharing with Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh wow!
Yeah, wow. That's a first for a long time.
Yeah.
And he talked about being mentored by both Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Said he learned a lot from both of them, especially how to pace matches and what have you.
And of course, we all know that he is the biggest Shawn Michaels fanboy on the planet.
Yeah, and he still he's still on a first name basis with Shawn. He still talks to him every chance he can get. Let's see. He also talked about his first takeover, which was War Games. That was his very first takeover in a competitive match.
Oh wow! Oh, yeah, whoa.
Yeah, and Chris Jericho actually said that when he was preparing for the Blood and Guts match, he watched the Undisputed Era's War Games matches.
That's a compliment right there.
And so that was very flattering on his regard. And everybody, and a little known fact that Adam Cole is afraid of heights. He is definitely scared of heights, and yet they kept having him doing high spots off that damn cage.
That man has more courage than any one of us combined now.
Very much so, because I do have a fear of heights, and jumping off that cage, I would have been like, no, you just, Kyle can do it. Kyle, you do it. Kyle, you jump off the cage. You stop a bitch.
Yep. Oh, JC. Dude, if your only exposure to Eva Marie's current run, be happy for that. We had
be thankful for your ignorance.
Yeah. She has been in this bit
for those wondering, watching Rampage Enigma Extreme, Danielson just said I have until 5. He did that with Omega last week, to be fair.
Yep. It's officially now back as part of his repertoire.
Yeah.
Also, he no longer wears t-shirts during his entrance, which is going to take some getting used to.
But yeah, even keep in mind, JC, Eva Marie received training from the Brian Kendrick, and she still sucks.
An absolute veteran. And I remember one time I watched her do a sliced bread number 2, nearly falling on her neck.
Yeah. So you see why we don't have a very high opinion of Eva Marie around here. But and the one thing he also mentioned was the plans they had for him to be called up on the roster. They said they really wanted him to change his name and change his look and all this other stuff. And he wasn't about that, because he said in his own words that he built his name and his connection to the audience on the Indies and on NXT. And if they changed that, then he felt like that was going to destroy who he was, which was Adam Cole. In fact, according to him, like, there was a report a while ago that said that he was going to be a manager, and he said that he didn't hear about that, but that's because according to him, a lot goes on backstage, and the wrestlers don't have a clue about it. Like, when they say they have plans for you, that's all you know. And in Adam Cole's words, if they have plans for you, they're not always going to tell you. So, in his words, if he was going to be a manager for Keith Lee, then that would be the first time hearing it, because they didn't tell him what those plans were.
I believe at one point there was also discussions on whether or not he should cut his hair.
Yeah, he mentioned that, and he's like, no, I'm not cutting my hair. And also, he did tell a funny story about his debut in AEW. Like, they lost his ring gear when he debuted at All Out. And he said that the only ring gear he had left was his old NXT stuff.
Oh, no.
And they were waiting until like the last hour, and they weren't sure what they were going to have him wear. And Britt Baker literally had to get into people's asses, telling them, you better find my man's fucking gear, or I'm going to start kicking some asses. And sure enough, they found his gear, and he was able to debut.
They did not want to incur the wrath of an angry dentist, because she knows how to hurt your teeth in the most painful way.
She'll take out your teeth.
Folks, I got a dentist appointment in a couple of weeks. I feel that.
Let's see, what else did he say? He also mentioned about having his Twitch, and how that was also very, very important to him. And he did pretty much confirm that was one of the deal breakers for him not re-signing with the WWE, because he wanted to keep doing his Twitch channel, and they wouldn't let him. So he's like, nope, I'm going to AEW. And
it's not just about gaming; it's about his community and how he built it over the course of the pandemic. And there's a lot of people a part of that community that, for them, that's their break away from reality, where they can just relax for a bit and just let go of their worries, if even for just a few hours.
Yeah. And I am subbed to his channel. I got a gift sub thanks to one of his subs for a month. God damn it. Sorry about that.
That's not me.
But yeah, he was talking about And like I said, I got a gift sub from one of his subs who was just giving away gift subs during his run on Resident Evil Remake, and I decided I logged in, see what happened. Next thing I know, you are subbed to Chugs' channel, and I'm like, oh shit, thank you.
Yeah, a lot of people give out gift subs. A lot of my subscriptions right now are gift subs, actually.
Yeah,
it's random, by the way. It's like you give gift subs and it's distributed randomly.
Yeah. So overall, it was a very informative, very easygoing, very enlightening matchup.
I think that's like one of the few stories of the year out of someone that is outgoing of AEW that is not bitter.
Yeah,
this is literally a surprise. You're out. I'm like, oh, okay. Let's finish up and shake hands and move along.
Yeah, and I found out and he says he's very grateful to Triple H and Sean and especially Regal. Regal taught him a lot.
No surprise there.
And it turns out that you can thank Jericho for getting the Undisputed Era on NXT because he worked with them in New Japan during his time there. And after working with them, he's like, he went up to Triple H and was like, I don't care what you have to do, get these guys. Specifically, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole. He really wanted to get them. So that's the reason why we have the Undisputed Era on NXT is because of Chris Jericho.
Nice.
Good guy Jericho strikes again.
Yeah. So I think that's all the news I got.
All right. Well, I got a piece of news, but it is related to it is on my winners list. So at this point, let's do winners and losers, boys. As per usual, Shin, kick us off.
D-Cell Battery, of course, goes to the end of that fucking main event on normal rules. I'm just going to call it that. It's not
regular rules.
Regular rules. Just all you had to do was have Finn and Roman go out there and tear it up for 15, 20 minutes. They could have had an epic match right there. I was expecting them to have an epic match, but no. You had to overbook it with that supernatural bullshit, and then had to completely ruin the demon for everyone by having the rope break. And someone booked this shit. So,
it's such good shit, pal.
It's just shit. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot one bit of news.
Oh.
After about 2 weeks about 2 weeks away, we had another WGGP World Title match today.
Oh, that's right. Mr. John Laurinaitis defended against Mr. CM Punk.
Yep.
In WWE 13.
Yep. Needless to say, we have a new WGGP champion.
Good.
But I will have to give it up to Johnny Ace, though. He put up a good fight. I mean, he ate an elbow Punk gave him an elbow off the top rope through the announce table. Then he gave him a GTS, busted him open, and Johnny Ace kicked out at 1.
I can explain that, actually. WWE 13 actually has a bit of a glitch where it's either a 1 count or a 3 count more often than not.
That's the glitch right there. Yep.
Glitch or not, that was still an epic performance. And he wrestled in a 3-piece suit, so.
Well, CM Punk also wrestled in his t-shirt.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, on to my rest of my losers. WWE for just fucking shit up. Just fucking up all the time. Eva Marie for just being a complete and utter waste of talent and of space. But I'm going to even give you a spoiler warning who my worst female wrestler of the year is, and that's Eva Marie. Because
why am I not surprised?
Smackdown for drafting Dollar King to their roster.
But
that's a last minute addition right there.
Listen, they get the rest of Hit Row to balance it all out.
You can't balance out stupid, Tito.
They got Isaiah Swerve Scott. He's a great athlete.
He's a great athlete. It's still not going to balance how stupid he is. I just heard he challenged for the tag team titles and showed up on Rampage just now challenging the Lucha Bros.
Let's move on. I want to catch as much as possible, guys. Let's go.
And my loser list is simple. Just the ending to Extreme Rules. Just Also, the fact they had a DQ on Extreme Rules, DQ, that does not compute in my brain. I remember back in the
That
day.
should
when
explain
Extreme Rules,
WWE in 2021 right fucking there. A disqualification in Extreme Rules.
I remember when Extreme Rules was still this new pay-per-view concept. Like, the whole thing was, this is the night where there were no rules. None at all. This is the one night where DQs were thrown right out the window. Never going to see it happen. Boy, weren't we lucky in those days.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. And for me, losers, WWE. Fucking shit up, of course. And the ending to Extreme Rules. Fucking, what the fuck? Were you thinking, Junior? Were you thinking?
JC brings up a point. It says something that nobody here on the Wrestle-Cast remembers, that Swerve Scott is still the North American champion.
We remember.
Yeah, we do.
We just don't care.
I actually forgot a little bit, truthfully.
He probably did. But yeah, Swerve Scott's still the North American champion. So,
well, we know who's not winning that title match coming up soon then.
Shawn Michaels, who's running in Triple H's stead NXT, must be fuming, and Triple H must be going, Jesus Christ. Why did my heart that the fuck up at this time? Anyway. Winners, quickly.
Oh, that's easy. AEW. Still we're putting it out the park. Great Dynamite. Already a great match we're seeing between Nick Jackson and Bryan Danielson. Great stuff as always. Our new WGGP World Champion, CM Punk. Congratulations. Duke Hudson. Just because it's Duke Hudson and his massive, massive cock. And congratulations, of course, to Mr. Juice Robinson and Tony Storm for tying the knot. I wish you all the best, you crazy.
They're
kids.
getting in Dig H. Haven't tied the knot actually yet, but they will.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And those are my winners.
My winners list is simple. It's going to go to the Hikaru Shida for her future 50th win.
Spoiler, but not really. For me, it's pretty simple. Arn Anderson for going viral. Holy crap. AEW for another stellar week of professional wrestling. Ethan Page for the tightest hits in professional wrestling. New Legacy Inc. and the Chugs. You guys are right. These guys. I want to be a part of a New Legacy Inc. just so I could do Macho Man against Stone Cold. Just saying.
Yeah, the New Legacy always a good time, and the fact that you got Chugs on there with them, even greater.
That was a fun thing. I hope they do it again. That's how fun they had. Mario Kart was fun. Stone Toad, Steve Austin. What? Yeah. And The Miz, not for Dancing with the Stars, but he was on Wheel of Fortune. He was on Celebrity Wheel over the weekend. Did okay. He was
submission with the cow mutilation. He won with the cow mutilation.
Wow, you got a dance.
I'm looking forward to that now. Then again, it's Nick Jackson. I'm not too surprised.
First time in over 10 years.
I was about to ask that. When is the last time you
10
won?
years? It's definitely over 10. I mean,
last time he was cow mutilation, he was still in Ring of Honor.
He was in Ring of Honor. He debuted in WWE in
2010,
2011.
No, it's 2010 because that.
So 12 years, yeah.
Yeah, because that was the year where the Nexus was in SmackDown versus Raw 2011.
So 2010, yeah.
Yeah.
2009, 2010. Damn. The Miz, as I was explaining, was on Celebrity Wheel of Fortune. He did okay. $50,000 total for the 1 hour gimmick. It was like 2 half-hour shows. They had like 3 rounds each. All that shit. You could have done better, but Jason Alexander pretty much mopped the floor with everybody. He won a total of $190,000 for his charity. So Miz did okay, considering he was facing a juggernaut. 50 grand, not that bad at all. He actually had control of the $1 million wedge in the first game, and Jason Alexander had to win the fucking thing. But whatever, no shame at all. Plug away, boys, plug away.
You already know what's coming. It's Maxicorn on YouTube for all your latest lore videos for War Machine and Hordes, and also to catch my new series, The Adventures of Takeo and Far Runner. I have already recorded the next episode. All I have to do is some editing and split up into parts, and you can check it out easily enough. It's a great game, and I endorse it all the time. My hard copy of my book, New World, is still on sale on Amazon for still a short amount of time. I'm not sure when it's going to go away, but I'm getting it off there soon. And once I get my new computer, then I can start working on posting my book onto other websites so you can buy it there, with all the profits going to me and not to Amazon.
But Shin, Jeff Bezos clearly needs all your money.
Jeff Bezos needs a tornado drop kick from Minoru Suzuki.
Don't think anyone
Fair
would disagree
point.
with that.
And those are my plugs.
And of course, there's my channel right there in the Twitch chat. Go click on that. Watch my videos. New video every Sunday for at least the next 2 weeks. Got some couple of good videos coming up, so be sure to watch it so that way you don't miss them. And if you want to see anything early, patreon.com/TWKReviews. That's patreon.com/TWKReviews.
And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at MattyG316, at TWKOfficial, at Shintigercurl. The Discord link for the RVT chat is in the Twitch description. Patreon.com/TWKReviews. My tip jar, PayPal.me/MattyG316. Donations are optional, but always appreciated. And all of that good stuff. We are back with Toka Riffs next week. Last week, we had... the Ultraman Ultimate Conspiracy. Cheesy voiceover, not as cheesy as we thought. It was a tough riff, actually. Good riff. We had a couple of good ones in there, but tough riff. But we're back to a regular show next week, and I am looking forward to just doing Ultra 7 again. Ultra 7 murders people in this. 60s were a much different time. That's going to do it. We're back next week. More wrestling. Crown Jewel approaches. We will roast the shit out of it when it occurs, of course. But that's about it. We're done here. I want to go join the crew for the half hour that I got left with them. That being said, on behalf of everybody here, we thank you very much for coming in and saying hi. It's much appreciated. On behalf of Shintigercurl.
One time! Beef stew!
TWK and TWK of TWK Reviews.
Shuck it, Trebek.
Shuck it long, shuck it hard. And Rini
For those who don't know, before we went to the air, we were talking about James Bond films.
Yeah. Earlier, actually, because Arn Anderson was...
Oh, yeah, that as well.
Yeah.
Lots of James Bond talk tonight.
Yeah, there was a lot of James Bond geekdom going on this week in our discussions here. Rinika, who will kill Ultra 7? Who will Ultra... let me start it. I fucked that up. Who will kill Ultra 7? Oh, God damn it, I can't read
Who will Ultra
tonight.
7 kill next week?
Arn joins them. That's a cutoff episode. That's what it is. It's a deleted episode. That's what it is. Have a good one. Have a safe one. We'll talk to you next week. Bye, 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 bye.
I know this audience waited a long time for this show. We don't need to wait. Why don't we get him out here right now? Why doesn't Malachi Black come out here right now?
By the way, great way to fight. Arms down, face presented.